Happy Friday, Ronechild Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. This is going to be our last Friday update until the spring. It's just getting too dark, and you guys aren't going to be able to see anything unless the boys happen to be in the barn like they are right now. So next week, we are going to be switching to Saturday mornings. So, like I said, next week, Saturday mornings are going to be the updates until the springtime and we have more daylight. So, as I told you last week, the boys started the 100-time equine for their joints. And apparently it has done something because this morning, Abe and Louie were running around like a bunch of banshees. They were chasing each other up in the third pasture, having a good old time, feeling good, kicking their heels up. And so I'm happy with that. I don't know if it's the 100 times or if it's the fact that it was cold this morning and they were just feeling spunky because of that. Louie's the one that engaged it. He first started chasing after Roni, and Roni doesn't do that anymore, so he bailed. And then he hooked up with Abe, and they were off to the races. They were a good 10 minutes running around, chasing each other, bucking, just having a good old time. So I'm very happy with that. Abe is less stiff to my eye, and seems to be walking more fluidly. Louie is still having problems walking on the gravel, which you probably saw, and that is because of his delicate hooves, but as far as his range of motion goes, he is doing much better. He was pretty tight in the back end, so I'm pretty happy with the progress that we were making there. So that's a positive. This evening, Abe had his allergy shot. He took that very, very well. We're only doing it about once a month we're at right now, and tonight he had 0.6 milliliters. So I don't know if it's I'm red lighting and green lighting his nose to help with his sore nose. And the green light has a side effect of calming, not side effect, but it's mainly used for calming down in addition to dealing with sores. So I'm hoping that has had a positive effect on him too, because he only balked a couple of times, and then he was great. So I'm happy with that. He got the full dose, and we'll see what is going to happen with his allergies. This happens every night. He gets done with dinner, he gets done rolling, and then he's off to do his thing. Roni's trying to roll. And here comes Louie. I'm not sure if he's going to roll or if he's just going to head out back. But this is what they do. I've said it before, they finish their dinner and then they want to go back out on pasture. They eat a little bit of hay, as you guys saw when we started, and then they cruise on back. But other than that, everything has been pretty calm this week with them, which is a good thing. Louie still looks good, even though the grass is getting harder and harder to find. There you go, bud. He does not like stones. So we have a little bit of gravel by the gate to help with mud. So we are doing a little series right now on contagious diseases that are affecting horses in New York State. We're doing that because for Giving Tuesday, we are going to be raising money for a quarantine area. And it's just giving some background on why it is so important that our quarantine area, especially now, is totally separate from where the horses are. Even if horses are coming in from an owner that has kept their vaccines up to date, it is still recommended that they have at least a seven-day quarantine period to make sure that no diseases are being carried. If the horse that's surrendered is coming from, is being transported by the owner, then it's okay to be 7 days. I still prefer 30, but you can see the vacuum cleaner in action. This is what Louis does. He loves his apples. And some of the apples are still on the tree and have fallen down for him. But the quarantine period has to happen even if the horse is coming from a surrender and the owner is transporting the horse. It's for the safety of both the horse that's coming in and the residents that are already here. So I'm just giving you guys some background on why it's so important. So hopefully then you can be more informed on Giving Tuesday on why it's so important. But other than that, it is cold here today. It is windy. And the boys have spent the entire day out on pasture. And I think, Louie, are you trying to limbo underneath the fence? What are you doing? What are you doing, you goof? You're so silly. He is truly doing well coming into the, thank you. He does have a very cute face. You heading out too, buddy? He is, I am very pleased with how he... Oh, Kathleen, where are you? That you already, I was on a Zoom meeting yesterday, and I'm not sure where the moderator was from, but they already have a foot of snow. So Kathleen, write in where you are from. Fortunately, we are not to the point that there's snow in the forecast. It is supposed to be in the 30s tonight, but we are not, thankfully, we are not scheduled for snow. Actually, our first snowfall, Arizona White Mountains. Nice. Yes, it's windy. It is very windy here today. We've had gusts of 40 miles an hour. So yeah, it's been a cool one today. Even with a little bit of sun, it really didn't help at all. I've had my winter jacket on all day long because it's just too cold. Normally for our area in Western New York, it is it wouldn't be unusual for us to have snow this early. It's usually up and there he goes. Mid-November is when we usually get our first snowfall. That's when I think the average date is like the 18th or something like that. So we're not too far away. Sorry, I was just listening to hear if Abe was coughing. He hasn't been, but he has been running around today, and Charlie was just pushing him around, so. But this is the night view, guys. The moon is out, and that is why this will be our last nightly Friday. Sorry, I'm reading Kathleen's. Kathleen is saying, I can't believe how much colder we've been, like January, but supposed to be warm up to 60 next week. Yeah, the weather has been really, really weird. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that we're going to have a wicked winter, or we're going to have a mild winter, if we're going to have a lot of snow or not. But we were the same way. We were up in the 70s, and then now we're going to be in the 30s tonight, if not 32. I think we're going to be around 32 for the hills where we are. And then we're going to be up into like the 50s and 60s, which is 50s is our normal temperature for this time of year. So, the weather is just so roller coastery is the only word that I can think of. And fortunately, our guys I don't want to jinx myself, but a lot of horses have problems with the temperature fluctuation, and knock on wood, our guys have been okay, other than Louis having his neurological episodes that happen when there's a change in temperature and barometric pressure. But other than that, the boys have been okay. They drink a lot of water. They're eating a lot. So that's been good. That's one of the downfalls of it being 70 and then 40 and then 50 and then 30. It just wreaks havoc on their system. Horses are very, very delicate. They're huge animals, but any little thing gets their system out of whack and can be catastrophic. So that's why we keep an eye on the weather so closely, because we have to monitor what's going on with them. Not that we don't do that anyway, but we're on higher alert when the temperatures are fluctuating the way that they are. But that's really it for this week, guys. I will talk to you guys next Saturday, and I will keep you guys updated with anything that happens during the week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day to the veterans out there. Thank you so much for your service, and we'll talk to you later. Be well, Roan Chair Ranchers.